We are the lucky ones. Hola, hola. I'm trying not to shake too much so that the mic doesn't make noises. Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the best Bible study with Karin Alleyne. Oh, no, sorry, with Tiny Wine, aka Karin Alleyne. Don't ask. Tiny Wine was my nickname as a child. As like aka my, that's funny, actual name. It's all the same thing. It's all made up. It's all good. So hi, here is where we are exploring this lovely Bible book, and every day I open to a random chap book and chapter, or anyways, I open to a random page and I read the passage from there. Uh, and I give my personal take on it. Sometimes for me, it does come from, I can find like a lot of messages in here, like in any book that I've read, honestly. Like I find messages in everything, like a James Patterson novel. I'd be like, ah, oh, yes, I see. It's just humans living and all that. So I no different than this book, but what I wanted to do was remove the religion and church aspect, especially for me, and just open it as a book and see what's in here. It's a lot because I genuinely like, this is one of the best fantasy books ever written if you were to put it in any genre outside of religious context. Um, yeah, so this is what we do over here. We open, we read, we have a lot of laughs. So let's get at it. Okay, what was today? Today was, well, I have a bookmark. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Today was um Zechariah, which I thought there was a Zechariah in this Bible. Don't ask why I would think that. And Zechariah is like impossible to me. But here is Zechariah 6. This is what I opened it to today. And I read it and I was like, I'm so confused. I need context. So then I went back and read 1 through up until 6. It didn't really clarify anything for me, to be honest, but it gave me context, at least somewhat, on why I read um, this, or like what was happening in this particular chapter, and what was happening beforehand. So basically, Zechariah, a prophet, is getting these visions, and this number 6 is one of the visions, and it's called the 4 chariots. And it's like, I love it. It starts like, now I lifted up my eyes again and looked, and behold. I love the word behold. So this is like another vision he's getting, and he sees 4 chariots coming down between 2 mountains, and the mountains are bronze. And this is not the first time I've seen bronze in the Bible too. And like, I think in our context, like how we use bronze nowadays, it's the third place medal, right? Which is still such an amazing accomplishment, but it is an incredibly precious element. If it is an element, don't come for me, science people. If you're like, no, it's not, but it's incredibly precious metal. And right when they said 2 bronze mountains, I was like, oh wow, that must be so beautiful. I wasn't thinking, why isn't it gold? And I was like, wow, bronze mountains. And it just framed for me even how I think of things that are precious slash not so precious. And then it really is all context, right? Because it is still such a beautiful, I was going to say element again, but I don't, it is still such a beautiful metal to have and work with. And then if you did see 2 mountains covered in bronze, it'd be freaking wild. So that was one takeaway. Okay, so there was 4 chariots. One had red horses, the second had black horses, the third chariot had white horses, and the fourth one had strong dappled horses. Yeah, my mic's on. I was like, what the heck is a dappled horse? And I looked it up, and they're the horses that have the light or dark colored spots on them. So, and they're known for, like, that's a thing of beauty with horses, or their strength, or something. I can't remember what I read. And it's like, yeah, it's like a beauty thing with horses, and that they're rare. There, some of their rarity is to have like that dappling on them. I thought, first of all, there's red horses in here and dappled horses. So like, I don't know if I'd be, if like, putting the two next to each other, if I'd be like, yeah, red, sure, but dappled, oh my gosh. So I found it really funny that listed in all these, beside a red horse is a dappled horse, and it's like just as beautiful. Again, there was a lot of stuff in this book that was like symbolism of your perception of beauty and wonder. Okay, and then Zechariah asked, like, what are they? And he said, these are the four spirits of heaven, and they're going forth after standing before the Lord of all the earth. So I guess like they were given instruction. They come through flying in between these two bronze mountains, and he's looking up and like, wow, amazing. Like, and now they're going forth. And this is where it got really interesting, because he's like, um, the black horses are going to the north country, and the white ones go after them. Then the dappled horses go to the south. Where the red horses go, I don't know. And we are now in the New Testament. Oh no, we're not in the New Testament yet. Damn. See, I really don't know this book at all. But I was like, where did the red horses go? East, west, northeast? Like, where did they go? But it doesn't say. But the black and white ones go to the north. Okay. And then the dappled ones go to the south. And then they were eager to go patrol the earth. And so the angel says, like, go off you go. Thanks for coming. Um, and then the angel tells Zechariah, see, the ones who are going to the land of the north have appeased my wrath in the land of the north. And I had to be like, what does this mean? So basically, that the ones going to the north, it's like very peace there. There's a lot of peace. And I thought, interesting, you sent two, two sets. And then there was the black one and the white one. We could go on for days about that context in so many ways. But I sat with that for a minute. I was like, oh, this could be like the yin and yang almost. Like, you know, both in harmony, going to one place is what brings that place in harmony. And I kind of was like, oh, is that like internally when you have both parts of you? And I wrestle with this sometimes, where I will think about something, or I want to say something like, wow, that's really mean. Like, or I do say something and it sounds really mean. And but I also know there's another side of me that's like, oh, maybe we didn't want to say it that way, But there's like this yin and yang to me always working. And I thought they were fighting each other for a very long time, but I realized they're actually working in harmony for balance. And this is what, so I'm just checking. This is what, this is how I took this, because I was like, why would you send two to one place? It's like, north, south, east, west. Feels like a waste of resources. So like 21st century productivity, but it, then I was like, the black and white ones went to one place, and there happened to be peace. So I swear, I was like, maybe it's just that's how it is. And the black horses head first, and then the white ones right after them. Take it how you may. Take it how you may. Okay, then Zechariah is told to take an offering from the exiles, and they list who, and go the same day to enter the house of Josiah, the son of Zephaniah, and they arrive at Babylon. Anyways, he takes offerings from the exiles of gold and silver. And he makes a crown and he places it on the head of Joshua. And I was like, who are these people? Who is this? It reminds me of when you're reading Game of Thrones. Oh my gosh. And they're like, this is so and so, who is son of so and is from this lineage, who came from here. And you're like, what? I can never keep half that shit straight. Seriously, I just kept moving on because I was like, after a while, I was like, by book two, I was like, no, I'm not gonna know who is ex king of whatever. Similar, similar. So, yeah, he gets in, he puts it on the hold, on the head. He makes a crown out of gold and silver that he takes from exiles, which I was like, okay, they're already struggling. Need you take like their silver and gold, but whatever. And he makes an ornate crown, which I thought was very interesting. That it's like has to be an ornate crown. And he's like, you're gonna put that on the head of Joshua, and then say to him, behold, a man whose name is Branch. From for he will branch out from where he is, and he will build the temple of the Lord. And the name Branch, I was like, is that a good name? Of all the names in here, I was like, can we do something a little bit different about Branch? But I guess symbolic. Actually, very, very literal that he's going to branch out and build the temple of the Lord. But then he said, okay, this is where I was like, oh, okay, so he will build a temple, Lord, and then he will bear the honor and sit and rule on the throne. So he will be a priest and a king, and the council of peace will be between the two offices. I was like, oh, and the crown will become a reminder. And he's like, those who are far off will come and build the temple of the Lord, and you will know that the Lord has sent me, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And it ends there. And it's like, in the last sentence is, and it will take place if you completely obey the Lord your God. This is like a very short chapter, but this part about this ornate crown being placed on someone's head, which I'm like, is how kings are erected? It's like you take from exiles their gold and silver, make a crown, head over to somebody, and like, you over there, now name Branch. It's like, what is this? But basically, yeah, he is also a priest and a ruler of the throne. And I don't know the throne of what. Anywho, I was like, but and it was like the two, and the council of peace will be between the two offices. Now, so many ways people can take this, okay? I am taking the religious aspect out of this and being like, is this also about someone's ability to rule from a spiritual place? Okay? From a place of chosen, from a place of connection to a higher power, whether you call it universe, God, intuition. And it's this about this council, and it says the council of peace will be between the two offices. So yes, you do need to make decisions, um, in this very 3D world that is pertaining to humans and their well-being, but you can do so from a higher authority, or I don't want to, yeah, that's the word that came to mind, a higher authority, or from a greater calling, and I was like, and then the way this person got this was because it was told to Zechariah to do this, so it's like, is that kind of sharing the path of it? Oh, sorry, something's in my eye, where someone can sometimes see the calling on your life, or be told like, this is what this person is supposed to be, and maybe it's like, this is their perspective, this is how they can see the world, place them in a position of power, because from there they can lead in a very different way. They're not just being on a throne or in that position, they are also connected to something much larger. And then like them be branch and you will branch out from where you are. So like you'll have a greater reach. Honest, that's really where I took that part. I don't know how else to interpret that because so if you have a different interpretation, holla over here. But I was like, interesting, interesting. And like I this having read 1 through 6 now, and the voices, the visions he's getting, and specifically visions, because I started off as like, now I lifted up my eyes again and looked. And it's like, not that you traveled anywhere, it's just like visions being given to you. And I don't know if you ever had that happen where, I don't know, maybe you call it daydreaming or whatever it is, but you can sometimes see things, whether you're seeing, visualizing what you want to happen in the future, and then it actually happens. And I was like, oh, interesting, Zechariah. And there's this like angel with you, there's a lot of symbolism in this part with his visions. But we have a new celebrity name, celebrity baby name, Branch. Which is not bad. It's not bad. Uh, anyway, that's Zechariah, chapter 6. We'll see, guys. This was pretty cool. I do have questions though. Where did the red horses go? Where did they go? This is like this, where I'm like, oh, there's so many ways you could take a book from this and create a whole story about red horses. Or you're like, you're the only one who would read that. You're like, no one else cares. Possibly. Okay, we are finished for the today. See what tomorrow brings. Like, this is all Old Testament still. I think New Testament starts at, oh, it's the next chapter over, Matthew. I thought I had opened it up at New Testament, but I did not. I certainly did not. What? Oh, Zechariah goes up to 13, 14. Oh no, then there's Malachi. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, Book of Matthew. Or the Gospel according to Matthew. It starts where the New Testament starts. So maybe I'll head over there tomorrow. As always, thank you for joining me, guys. I am really enjoying this space. Like, there's nothing about me that feels anxious or worried about sharing this. It feels really comforting. Uh, and I like the space that I'm creating for myself, like here, where I don't even analyze what I look like before or what I'm wearing. I don't care. I just come on here, and it's just, I know that this is right now being seen by one person, and maybe one day it'll be seen by hundreds of thousands, millions. Like, you never know, right? Things can blow up in so many ways. But I thoroughly like that it's still very open, and I hope you can feel that for you too, to just come as you are with your own beliefs and relationship to this book, and that is also welcome. I'm just sharing my perspective, and that's okay. That's okay that we're here, and we're all very different in that space, and how we look, how we appear, and what matters to us. That's the space over here. This is the best book club. I know people are going to be like, why are you calling it the best? Because it is the best for me. It's a lot of healing happening every time I open and share a part of this together, you know? I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, however it goes. Yeah. Bye bye. Oh, the bibble. The good old bibble.